Well, here it comes.
It's that 4FM road, yeah, we ride real slow. Texas bass hitting while the Carolina flow. From the whistles to the winds, every tale they record. Adam and Jack hold it down on 4th and Ward. Southside swing with the coach and Lord. Real life stories, yeah, they back for more. Turn the beat up loud, let the truth restore. You locked in now with the 4th and Ward.
So what's all in the Heath bar?
So Heath bar, English toffee, enrobed in rich chocolatey coating. So it's toffee with chocolate.
I've always wondered. I still don't know what toffee is.
I think it's like burnt caramel. If I understand correct, what is toffee? Boiling sugar and butter until it caramelizes and reaches the hard crack stage.
So just hot butter? I mean, what could go wrong?
I mean, hot sugar and butter, that's like a diabetic's dream. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same thing or not. But it tastes really good, whatever it is.
Got your sugar back up? You're good to go now?
Yeah, I had to get juiced up. It's been a busy day, crazy day.
Thought about you last week when we had our graduation on Friday, and just through all the shenanigans, I was like, Jack would be having a field day. Because I remember we talked last week and you were talking about getting hot and bothered about some things related to graduation stuff. So let me.
People just don't know how to act.
Just you wait. So we had, the way it was all set up for us, we had 25 rows of graduates, a teacher at the front and end of each row, because we're the ones that kind of guide them up to the stage or whatever. And then there was probably 30 graduates in each row. So whatever the math, I mean, what did I tell you? About 700? So yeah, what's 25 times 30? I mean, that's probably in the ballpark, right? I probably wasn't too far off.
What, 25 times 30?
Yeah, I ain't the math guy.
Just 750.
Okay. So I wasn't too far off. So anyway, the idea is we got them all in their spots. We had our competition gym set up just like the floor of the arena where we were having was going to be. So as they kind of filed in at whatever time Friday morning, we got the 2:00 graduation. We've been practicing all week too, right? This is the seat that you're in, the row that you're in, the teacher that's kind of in charge of getting you where you need to go. So muscle memory. So they all knew where to go when we got to the gym on Friday morning. And we get there and we kind of just did some last announcements, and then we're going to load the buses and we're going to bus over to the arena in town that we have our graduation at. All right. So how many buses do you think for 750 people, how many buses you reckon we needed? Probably something like that, right? That's kind of what I was thinking. Well, apparently there was some miscommunication, and they were doing it by row, right? So they start off, I was in like row 14 or something. So they're calling up, hey, this row, you go load your bus. This row, go load your bus. This row, go load your bus. But for the first half of the audience, they were just putting one row on each bus. So there was some miscommunication somewhere. Well, as they get the rows on the buses, they just start sending the buses like, go ahead, we got to get here so that we got this much wiggle room once we get there before the ceremony starts, all that. Then they quickly realized by around my row 14, that we should have been doubling up like 2 rows per bus, right? I mean, these kids shouldn't have enough room to lay out. Like we should be shoulder to shoulder getting shipped off, cramming these things, getting everybody over there. So they have to call back the buses to circle back around that had already left.
Jeez.
Then we're piling on. They told us we got to take attendance 3 times to make sure we don't lose anybody in the shuffle. And we get all the buses loaded up, and we're sitting there. Thankfully, my bus had AC, so I'm sure there were some that didn't, but hopefully they all did for those sake, because you know how some of these kids get all glammed up on graduation day, which a big thing, right? So I get it, but you should have heard the radios going off for the bus drivers. It sounded like we were getting shit, about to storm the beaches at Normandy. It's like
P12, where you at?
Yeah, we got 6 more heads we can fit on this bus. Oh, we got 5 more heads we can go here. Our driver, he had the local hip hop station playing, and he's just this old dude. He's got a sun hat on. He's got his mask up or whatever, and he pulls that thing down and goes, we running late. We ain't got time for that Sunday driving bull crap. He just puts the mask back up. He didn't say bull crap, by the way, but
Pedal
we're
to the
sitting,
metal.
yeah, like people just blowing up the radio systems. We finally get all the buses loaded up and we're about to start the convoy. And like if you're going there in your car and you're taking the simplest route, it's only like a 14-minute drive, cut right across town to where our arena is and stuff. And so we're all thinking, okay, 15, 20 minutes on a bus. All right, we're going to be there still in the nick of time. Graduation's at 2. We're pacing to get there at like 12:30, 12:45. Okay. Well, they had a different route planned. I didn't think about this, but they're worried about like the train. You've been to our town before, so you know, like if the train comes through, the town shuts down because like every major like road to get from one side of town to the other has to go through the train tracks. And there's only a handful of spots where you go over the tracks and you don't get caught up. So they're going to take us all down to the one bridge on the far side of town that can go over the tracks. And then we're going to go around, cut through, get to the arena and stuff. So, okay, that's about a 25, 30-minute drive. Okay. Well, in the last year or so, there's been a ton of development at one of those bridges. They threw up like an HEB, a Target, they got Costco, threw up all this development. And so now that traffic situation's kind of finicky. So now this new route, we're going to go around the entire perimeter of town and then to the north end of town, come down south to where the arena's at. It took us 45 minutes. So now we get all the graduates off. It's like 1:10 and we're getting into the holding area. But again, the ceremony starts at 2. And again, like you would think 50 minutes it was still plenty of time. Like we didn't run late or anything. We were just pushing it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, as soon as you get all those kids off the bus, what's the first place they got to go?
Bathroom.
The bathroom. Okay. So now you got 700 people that got to use the bathroom and they've got us all sectioned off in this one section of the arena and stuff. So you got to ample time. Like, let's make sure we get these bathroom trips done. Like I've got to go get my regalia. They have all of our regalia to pick up when we get there. So I got to get all my stuff situated. Got to make sure, got to do attendance for the 3rd time, make sure we didn't lose anybody in the bus ride. And, yeah, we finally
That's a
get lined
nightmare.
up. It is. It's a logistical nightmare. But we got there. We got everybody lined up, ready to process in. And about 2:00 hits. We're supposed to be going in, right? Kind of still standing there. About 2:05 hits. Okay, like maybe a little delay or whatever. Apparently, a lot of people were filing in a little bit later, so they're trying to like push it a little bit, kind of like you guys talked about, delaying it a little bit. Well, we started processing about 2:10, so not too bad, right? They had budgeted for the thing to be done at 4:00. Remember, we still got to read 700 names off and all that good stuff. But it went fine. I mean, we got in there. They did all the dog and pony show. They do a pretty cool little highlight video for the top 10 in the class where it's like a slow-mo of them like waving the flags of what college they might be going to or something. So all that stuff's cool. Got you in the graduation, like just feel goods, like everything's good. And then the names started getting read off. And like you said, it only takes like that first person that just screams out like, let's go. And then the whole place, it becomes a competition after that.
Yeah.
But
Let's go, Sabrina. Go, girl. And then it's just downhill.
I told you beach balls, seen that before. This time, this one person got called up and I heard, like, it was about 3 rows away from me, almost at the floor level. This guy gets out into the aisle and is like, yeah, let's go. I don't know. I'm just making up a name. Let's go, Sabrina. Shoots off a confetti popper, which, yeah, like in today's day and age.
Big crowd like that.
In today's day and age, not.
Read the room.
Yeah, because the number of people that just like freaked out and like turn their heads, and then there's just confetti all in this random section of the arena. But nah, it was cool. We a little bit of log jam. So after our graduates go across the stage, they go back behind the stage where there's photographers set up to take a picture with them with the diploma and stuff. And then they get back in their lines by row and they walk them back out to where they're at in the arena. Okay. So we got 700 graduates. By the time I got back there, I was in like the middle of the pack or whatever. There was only one photographer. So there was like a good little log jam going on back there. And then they get more photographers in there because they realize like it's kind of backing up. A lot of empty
Where'd they get these
seats.
photographers from? They just like spawned?
I don't know. I guess they just like went to the equipment truck and like started throwing out cameras.
You
set
get
up
one,
more stations. But then
just
that
take
got
it,
the
man.
people, that got us out of our rows, sort of like it was kind of so I was row 14, right? Row 13 was like halfway getting their pictures done. Somehow row 17 got in front of me in the line to get back into the arena. Anyway, they got it all sorted out. It all went fine, making some lemonade out of the whole situation. But I'm sitting there, and there was one row that like went, instead of like coming down the side to where your row is, filling it all up. Once the rows fill, everybody sits down, one row like went straight to the back of the arena where
Oh my
there was just
God.
some, and so we had to get,
Do y'all do a practice
we practiced all week. We did
all week?
we did a practice Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. We did the big practice on Thursday. But it's just like a game on Friday nights. When the
It's
lights come on, I mean, and there's 10,000 people shooting off party poppers and beach balls going off and all
kids
this
are just
now.
trying not to lock their knees and throw up. There's
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We had some of that. We had some of the band folks that have been trained in that art. They were chiming through the line, don't lock the knees, don't lock the knees. I'm telling you, it was like, felt like we were storming Normandy, but it was a good time, man. It's
that, and I get it. It's a logistical nightmare, but like it feels like y'all made it more complicated than that. Why are they going backstage to get a
they
picture, then coming back?
they come up the stage, or they line up at the stage to the right hand side. Was it stage right, or is that what you call it when you're looking at the stage? Stage
It's like a
right.
defensive right and left. So like you're looking, yeah.
Yeah. So then they come across. They go back behind, take the picture, and then it's kind of like a little snake, but then as they get the picture done, they're getting back in line. Then they enter back in to go sit down. Does that make sense? So like all the incoming traffic's this way, all the folks going to the stage are coming up this way.
Like, why don't they just take the picture when they're at the midpoint of the stage? Like that's how we do it. They enter on their left, they get to the middle, handshake, diploma, boom, keep going.
Well, I
Like
mean,
it just doesn't stop.
if we're trying to read out 700 names and keep it a 2 hour or less ceremony, they were calling names every 3 seconds. So, I mean, and there's, it's like boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to cram in. Speaking of graduations and a lot of graduates. So we're talking about logistical craziness with 700. Did you see Allen High School's graduation this past
No.
week?
How
They
many they have?
graduated 1,700 kids, 1,700 students graduated and participated in the ceremony.
They
They
gotta
do it
like
all in one day.
they gotta like split that
They need to
that
do it like
zone.
college, yeah. So I work with several guys on our staff that were at Allen back in the Kyler Murray days. So the school's always been really big, right? I mean, now it's pushing about 6,000 or whatever. And so after we all saw that, we're like, how long does that graduation take? And they said it wouldn't be nothing for it to take 4 to 5 hours for the graduation ceremony. And they do it at the football stadium. So it's outside. So if it's a hot day, like 4 to 5 hours,
Really don't lock your knees.
do not lock your knees. Make sure you eat breakfast.
That's
They did
brutal.
I did see they did a pretty cool little drone show afterwards, fireworks show and all that. So once you get through, but they said they have like 2 or 3 people reading names. So it's
Yeah,
like,
somebody gotta tap out. They gotta get a break.
no. Well, I mean, we had 5, but it's one person at a time. They have 2 or 3 going boom, 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 back and
But
forth,
why do
back
they
and
do
forth.
that?
Because then you can cut down the number of names per, 3 seconds to 2 or 3 names per second. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as the last name of one person, this other guy on the mic's hollering out the next person. Then I'm hollering out the next
Like,
person.
does the kid even realize they said that? Like, is it just like James
It's-
Smith, Robert Smith, James
Yes,
Wilder? Like,
yes.
it's like,
Like,
God,
it's
don't even
that
give the kid a
fast.
moment.
No, they got their moment. It's 1 second. But
Yeah.
yeah, the drone show was cool. I'll give my hat to
Yeah,
them.
that's
You
pretty
gotta wa-
sweet. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it
sweet.
like formed like the custom logos and stuff. Like it was a custom drone show that they did afterwards. But I mean, you figure we had easily 10,000 people at our graduation for 700, right? You got 1,700 people graduating. You got probably 30,000 people in attendance. You know what I'm saying? So it is a spectacle, something
Yeah.
of that magnitude. But
They
you
need
gotta
to
do it
split
right.
that school district, though. I mean, that's just like,
No,
I guess the
dude, 'cause
building
that-
can handle it, but
No, dude, that's the thing out here. Like, if you usually, all right, I'm just looking at this from a sports perspective, okay? But the districts that split, right, you want to have a one horse town. If you become a district that splits schools, like, usually it affects you athletically negatively, if that makes sense. just because it gets everything watered down a little bit more, right? But if you can have 6,000 people in the building and you only got to have the best however many to play on Friday nights and stuff, like you're setting yourself up with a better
Yeah,
draw. But
I get that, but I don't know. And probably because where we went to school and where I teach at is, every kid there. Like, I
yeah,
just feel like you lose that personal touch if there's 6,000 kids and however many hundred
you do.
teachers. And
Yeah, you do.
it's like I see a kid for the first time ever on graduation day.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like,
it
I don't
ain't
know. It's
nothing
just
to.
weird.
I see new faculty members that I've never seen before. Like every time we have a
That's
luncheon or
crazy.
something. Yeah, like, well, I mean, I think we have 150 teachers.
Okay. I don't know how
So, I
many we
mean,
have.
between
But
all the different random electives and, we got all the career classes now and stuff. Like, there's people I don't like
that's a perk.
see.
Y'all probably do have some good electives. I know y'all have good electives.
Astronomy, forensic science, you know, let's see, PALS. We got one called PALS, which is a leadership class. You got to
Trying to copy me.
you got to interview to get in. It's not athletics related, so you got the leg up on that one. But
As far as I know, we're the first one in the state. Don't know about the country, but we're the first one in the state to have it, which is pretty neat.
yeah, we got let's see, we got environmental science. I'm just trying to think of the sciences now.
That's what you need to do, though. You need to present that elective.
Athletic leadership.
That could be your new class.
Yeah, but I'm getting this certified science stipend now. Like, get a nice little jump up to the
Well, you
pay
can still
bump
do
and
that.
stuff.
Just do like 1-on-1.
Best of
It's
both
really
worlds.
selective. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very picky.
Because then you just take that athletic leadership class and you go teach whatever. It could be equipment maintenance, turf maintenance, whatever you got to do, and they're hands-on doing it with you. Y'all probably don't have to paint the field. Y'all have turf, right?
Yeah, we have turf.
Practice field's turf too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all ain't gonna worry about that. Does that not get real hot in Texas?
Dude, it gets
Like
blazing.
melt cleats?
It gets blazing, yeah. Yeah, I've seen some cleats get melted, or like where the sole like melts off, like the plastic
Yeah.
adhesive. Like
Because I remember Clemson summer camps, like youth camps over the summer. They go on that O-line field that was turf, and the kid comes up, he's like, I've messed up my cleats. I'm like, well, buddy, you don't play here. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I
can't give you the new Nikes.
Yeah,
like,
call mama. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You paid to be here. Like,
yeah, the turf, man, it gets.
Dude, speaking of heat, crazy weather and all that, like we had a monsoon this morning. Jack, we got 8 inches of rain in about 3 hours. Yeah.
That's.
I woke up at, I don't even know, 4 or whatever, because the storm was waking me up. And I'm like, okay, all right, storm, whatever. Close my eyes, go back to sleep, whatever. Wake up about 7:15 or so. It's still just cats and dogs or whatever. But then the real monsoon started at about 8 o'clock as I'm trying to go over to the school to get a lift in. And we were doing a soccer camp this morning. So they had to move the entire soccer camp. There's like 170 soccer campers this year. They had to do it all inside. And
God.
yeah, it is just kids everywhere. I mean, they're having a blast and stuff, but like just the amount of rain that fell in such a short amount of time. Check this picture out. I was driving around town afterwards. Let me pull this picture up. I was driving around town afterwards and I see this. Okay. So this is how much rain hit us in such a short amount of time.
The vape store went underwater?
Well, yeah, but check out the car that actually is underwater over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I drove by a cemetery and all I could see, the cemetery had flooded. It looked like a lake, but all you could see was just the top of the headstones, like throughout. So, I mean,
start
it like,
floating.
dude, it was, yeah, some caskets go floating down the river. Yeah, it was an insane amount of rain. And then turn around and by, I don't know, probably 1 o'clock, bright, sunny, beautiful weather. We had our kids camp this week. So we were able to get that still knocked out. Of course, we would have gone to the indoor if we had to, but I like being outside, honestly. Our indoor gets a little stuffy, but yeah, just insane turnaround with weather. But we might have to do some weather specific stuff down the road as we get into that, neck of the woods. But Jack, do y'all do like a kids camp?
Yeah, we do. We floated some ideas about how we might change it, but yeah, we do. We usually do. It's a 2-day camp over the summer, and we try to make it player-led where the kids are running the stations. Obviously, the coach probably has to start it, show the kids, the players, how it should be ran, and then they kind of jump in and do the rest of it. But we do. Last year was a bigger hit than previous years. We did like a photo booth thing
Yeah.
I think we talked about it a little bit on
I'm
here.
getting deja vu now. I do think we brainstormed that a little bit.
The kids really like that, so we'll do that again. And I'm trying to do some stuff to kind of make it a little bit bigger this year, so the kids. But it's always good. I mean, at a school our size, we probably have 50-ish campers,
Yeah.
which is pretty good for us considering the community size. But you see some young kids, and you kind of like, dang, man, where you live at? Where you zoned for? Like, how old are you? And then, but yeah, we had one kid last year came, and big boy. I'm talking, he's probably as big as me, and he's like, 10, 12, whatever.
Good Lord.
I'm like, dude, where did you come from? Of course, he's
Yeah.
zoned for a different high school. He just came to the camp because some parents look at it as, cheap babysitting. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
But if
which
they're
I
paying to
respect.
get in,
But yeah,
yeah, we've tinkered with the dates. Like traditionally, we do it in the mornings this
Mhm.
week usually. And usually when we do it in the mornings, that 9 to 12 kind of slot, usually we see, those 120 campers type camps, but we can only do our youth camp for Rising First through Rising Sixth. And then our
yeah.
Rising 7th, Rising 8th, Rising 9th, we have to do a separate camp for them later in the summer, which we'll have, probably 150 attend that one. But we do 3 days. They do like $25 a day. So it's like 75 total for the camp or whatever. Like you said, it's a good chance to get the kids worn out. But dude, I'm telling you, like, as much as we hear like from high school age kids, like the things you hear out of the
No filter.
kids. Oh no, we're in warm up lines today. This kid, rising first grader, gotta be. He's a tiny little kid. He's some of his buddies are walking up. As his buddies are walking up, all he's like saying to himself is, "Let me see that booty clap. Let me see that booty clap." And I'm just like three of us coaches like overheard him. We're just turned and looked and like this kid wasn't no bigger than this soda can I got sitting on my desk right here, and he's sitting there like, "Let me see that booty clap." And I'm like, dude, I don't know.
God,
I don't know, like, you need to be on YouTube Kids because whatever YouTube you got access to, like,
they need to
you need
lock
to,
that down.
yeah, that got to get locked down. Like, I don't know if you're just getting handed the reins to, I don't know, the MTV app or the BET app or something like that. Like,
Well, you
and
remember,
then,
I mean, these kids, when we were young, there was no filter on the internet, but now there is. There's like all these things you can do as a parent, but these kids, man, they find a way, and they look at some stuff they're definitely not supposed to be looking at.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's been a good time. We got one more day of it. My boys, now that they're at the age where they get to participate, I like it a little bit more now because I like to see them go out there and do their thing. But I think they like the camp. Like, no doubt in my mind, favorite thing is after the camp, it's hot, right? I mean, it got warm even though we had this big rain this morning. So I'm like, hey, so you guys put the work in, we're gonna run down to the gas station, get us something cold to drink, all right? And we go down to the racetrack. And for some reason, like my sons are infatuated with the hot dogs from racetrack. They think they are just
Mm.
the thing they're God's gift to earth is these hot dogs on the old rollers, And I'm like, guys, y'all really wanna they hadn't eaten dinner, so like I'm down to get a slice of pizza or whatever. But they see those roller dogs at the racetrack gas station, and they're like, nah, that's what I want right there. And they're flushing it down with Powerade or whatever, water if I make them be a little healthier. But I'm sitting there like, how did y'all just run around for 2 hours straight and the first thing you're thinking about is a hot dog?
Dude, it's like when we do ours, our trainer is obviously there, and she sets up like water and Gatorade,
Yeah.
cooler water, cooler Gatorade, and it's blazing hot whenever we do it. It's the middle of the summer, and so naturally, you put Gatorade and water in front of a kid, we all know which one they're gonna grab, right?
Absolutely.
These kids are just pounding Gatorade left and right, and like it's empty before. Like we do it like a mini practice. There's periods, right? And so
Yeah.
the first water break hits, and the Gatorade's already empty. And I'm sitting here like, y'all are about to like fall out here. And the next thing you know, next station comes up, you got a kid sitting in the grass just about to puke his guts up. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, because you drank a gallon of Gatorade in the practice. Like you got to pace yourself. Get some
Y'all need
water.
to, that needs to be the last thing. Like, have just the water throughout, and then like when you send them on their way, maybe send them with a little Gatorade.
Yeah.
But that
Oh,
can't be the.
what really, I guess, grinded my gears last year. We had like a tent, the water station, the tent up and the coolers under it with some benches right there so you could sit. And I look up, it's like after the water break, and I don't even realize it because I guess I'm used to it. I'm running the station. And I'm like, wait, the kids are supposed to be running this right now. Like, I look around, like, where are my players at? What are we doing? And I look over at the tent, and these freaking idiots are sitting on the bench just draining the Gatorade, drinking it. I'm like, y'all get over here. Like,
Y'all
what are
ain't
y'all
doing
doing? Yeah. Anyway, but I think the kids like it too. The players do, and I know the young kids like it because when you're that age, you look up, especially in a smaller town, I guess, probably in a bigger town too, but you look up to those high school kids as like, NFL players, right? I'm a 6-year-old out there. I'm like, oh, this dude, he's the quarterback, yada, yada. And I think it's a good lesson for the older kids to learn. Like, you're giving back to your community. You need to realize how these kids look at you and the model you're kind of setting for them. And it's a good experience for everybody involved, I'd say. But it's one of my favorite times.
Yeah, I always try to do anytime I gotta like kill a couple minutes with the kiddos, you're breaking up a station or whatever. I always like to do a little trivia where so we're doing defensive stations with the kids, and we got a minute before they transition to the next station. So I'm like, guys, because I know how football is at today's day and age. Okay, nobody knows defensive players, so I said, guys, if y'all can name one NFL defensive player, all right, then I'll let y'all have a water break or whatever. I can't even remember what I was teasing with now. And it was one of my sons because he figured out that he can stream all of our games this past season, so he's like memorized our whole roster. Like, oh, it's Amari, which is one of our receivers that's at Texas Tech now or whatever. And I'm like, first of all, he plays offense, and then he's in college, right? We're talking about NFL, and we're talking about defense. So like, get it kind of straight in there. Of course, then the names the kids spit out, like Jalen Ramsey's one they always throw out.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know about y'all, but anytime we're quizzing our guys, like, they always name Chiefs players, Kansas City Chiefs players, like, and not even Mahomes, but just like random players on the Chiefs, like Xavier Worthy, and I get he went to Texas or whatever, but like, it's just these random like Chiefs players. It's always the Chiefs. I don't know, like, not even like Dak or CD or somebody. It's weird.
We get a lot of the Clemson connection, so Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, but really those are the only two that kids. I mean, the offensive players is all they know, which is frustrating. But I mean, they'll understand when they get older, I guess.
They'll appreciate
defense, but
they'll appreciate defense a little bit. Let's see. Before we get any further, Jack,
Sorry, about the kids camp. All right, so we were doing a drill. This might have been 2 years ago, I guess. And like I said, the players help out. They kind of run the drill. And so Coach Norton was over there at this station giving them, a breakdown of what we're doing in this. So he was giving them an example. And the hand shields.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our players was holding the hand shield. Coach Norton was being the offensive lineman and just showing them basically just the first step, engage, whatever, bringing the hips through, basic stuff. He does it, and he's a big dude. I mean, he played college football, played center at Clemson. I mean, big dude. He does it, and he knocks that kid. I think he was just having flashbacks to back in the day, but it was perfect form. Well, the kid on the way up, he wasn't holding the hand shield right. He didn't have it tight enough to his body, so it goes up. He has braces. The hand shield strap caught his brace, rips it off, and like comes up and like cuts his mouth. Not really bad, but like broke the braces and like sliced his lip a little bit. And he's like bleeding, and the kids are like, all the young kids are freaking out. And, he had apparently just got the braces fixed, like something similar had happened. And I'm just looking at Coach Norton like, come on, man. Like, we out here
hurting kids.
Come on now. He's like, I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to. I'm like, come on, man. But Mom was fine with it. She understood. But yeah,
I was doing
gruesome.
I was doing a tackling station. And so like yesterday, day one, right? So we're kind of trying to break it down for him, near foot, near shoulder, then bring the hands, all that kind of stuff. So then we actually, before I even get to all that, so I've got him in front of a step over, like a half crescent moon step over or whatever. And we're just working on step and shoulder punch. Like, that's all we're working on. I was like, and I probably said it 3 times, guys, nobody's going to the ground right now. You are not tackling this pad right now. You are just stepping and hitting your near shoulder, because we're working different sides of the bag, into the pad. Everybody clear? Yes, sir. And I'm like, all right. So on my whistle, everybody's going to step and punch with their right shoulder. Blow the whistle. 3 of the 5 setups I had, like kids just hitting the ground. It's like, hold up now, pause. We just went over this. Is anybody going to the ground right now? No, sir. All right, let's try this again. Boom. Still 2 or 3 of my rows, putting kids on the ground. Like you said, kids ain't holding the pads close to their bodies, so they're just getting like pelted in the chest with it and stuff. Like, hey, he hit me. I'm like, buddy, you're holding a bag. We're working tackling. You're gonna get hit. Keep it close and it won't hit you in the face because they're all like 3 foot tall out there. But oh man, bless their hearts. Then we evolved that into I got like my red crash mat set up.
Yeah.
And I'll take the step over right there on the end so they can just truly, I'm like, all right, guys, now we're selling out here. Like, you are throwing yourself, shoulder contact going through the bag, got a nice soft landing here. And like the first kid, he's sprinting on my whistle, takes off, and just torpedoes and foreheads right into the step over bag. And thankfully, nobody was standing behind it because, like, he could have snapped his neck. It's like, no. We just went through like 5 minutes of this. What hits first? Shoulder. All right, here we go. Next kid comes up, clothesline.
Yeah.
Throws his arm out there, tomahawking.
Like, really, we just need to get a bounce house out there and just say, go at it, bud.
Like, let's
just
be
have
honest.
at it.
We're out here to babysit.
Yeah.
But I just can't imagine trying to teach some of these kids to read and like do math when they can't even figure out how to like safely tackle somebody.
No.
I can't imagine trying to do actual important things with them, like teaching
multiplication
them that kind of
tables and the math they teach now, the Common Core math, the way they kind of switch some of the thought processes behind it. Like, I'm like, no, not a shot.
Helping my kids out with homework, like every question is a word problem now. Like, used to be the hardest questions on the test were like the 3 word problems that were on there, right? Everything else was kind of just straight up, can you calculate this? I remember, was it 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade math? You had to do what do they call it? Mad minutes. Shout out to Miss Harper. Shout out to Miss Harper, Cedar Grove Elementary back in the day. But you had a minute, but you're just sitting there and all you do is multiply, right? For your ones, twos, your times tables and all that. Now it's like Susie got 3 dozen donuts, but then she took a dozen away. Then she like got 4. I don't know. It's like a whole thought out thing.
In theory, sure, they want you to have this whole conceptual understanding of yada yada yada. But like, look, to this day, I can rip off those multiplication tables like it's nothing. And like multiplication, if you need to have this whole deep word problem to understand the conceptual understanding of multiplication, then we already got problems, right? It's this, however many times. You just 3 times 3 is 9. Like, boom. I remember those mad minutes. I used to be like stressed, but also like so proud to be the first one to, flip my page over. Like, what's up? Like, time me next time. Like, that's 32 seconds. I'm gonna get down 28 next time. But now kids, I don't know. It's a whole thing. But I think some of it is good, some of it's bad. Like, multiplication, I don't know what they were trying to do, but they had them drawing all these lines. Like 3 times 6. They drew 3 lines, and then they drew 6 lines perpendicular, and all the intersections. You counted the intersections, and that was your result. You got 18. And I'm sitting here like,
just that takes so much
6
more
times
time.
3 is 18. Yeah, like what? It's 6 3 times or it's 3 6 times. Like, what are you talking? Like, I don't understand.
As wordy as it needs to be is just like, you bought 3 6-packs of Coke. How many bottles of Coke do you have? Like, that's as wordy as it needs to get. It does not need to be. Yeah, I feel you on that.
It's crazy, man.
We don't do that kind of math in astronomy. We keep it old.
We don't do it in PE either.
All right, let's see. Before we get going too far, let's check in on we got one question in, so this will be quick this week on the text line. Remember, guys, our number, you can reach us anytime on the text line with your questions or comments, whatever have you. Our number is 469-726-9875, and that's how you can reach out to us. We'll read these questions out on the show. And we got a question here. It's a pretty long one from the 656 area code. 656. Where is that at?
That is Tampa.
Tampa, Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It says, Coach Wardlaw, my name is Bubba. I won't say your last name there, Bubba, but wanted to personally reach out to express interest in coaching opportunities you may have available within your staff or program. Currently lives in Tampa. He's looking for a fresh start opportunity to continue doing what he's passionate about. He has 20 years of coaching experience, and he's always taken pride in leadership, player development, discipline, and building strong team culture. And he's eager to bring that same energy, work ethic, and experience to a new opportunity. Okay, so looking out. I guess he's looking at making the move out to Texas or maybe South Carolina. He just said Coach Wardlaw, but
First and foremost, we gotta start naming more people Bubba. That is a great name. Like, you
great
got
name.
points just for being named Bubba. Like, that's
He's
a
probably a
great
solid
name.
coach just because his name's Bubba.
Yes. Oh my. I'm just gonna guess offensive or defensive line,
I was
maybe
thinking
a
offensive line.
linebacker. But the offensive line is Bubba. Like, you're an offensive line coach. Maybe I'm wrong, but great name.
Yeah. I mean, Bubba, thank you for chiming in there. I mean, personally for our staff, Jack, we've actually got a few more openings than we usually don't have a lot of turnover, thankfully. You hear some schools, in all places, right, where every year they're basically replacing their whole coaching staff and stuff. That's something that we've been pretty fortunate that we haven't had to deal with. Maybe 2 or 3 guys a year, maybe. But still, you always had that same kind of core. Got a few more open for a variety of reasons this coming year. But, like I've mentioned before, like the best place to look for Texas jobs is the THSCA job board. And you can check that out without even having an account. You just Google THSCA job board and you can filter it by location. Let's say you want to move to the Houston area, or maybe you like the Dallas area, or maybe you like far West Texas. But you can plug the location in and set a radius, and it'll pull up jobs that are within that radius of that area. So that would be my biggest thing, Bubba. And then, if you've been coaching for 20 years, I imagine you've probably been in the classroom a time or two as well, especially if you've been doing it at the high school level. But you'll want to make sure you probably got a certification, and that's pretty easy to get Texas to honor. If you're coming from Florida and you're fully certified in Florida. I remember when I moved here from South Carolina, I had all my South Carolina stuff right. And then I think I basically paid like $75 and they checked out all my transcripts and all that and gave you my Texas teacher license. So it's pretty straightforward to get it here. South Carolina, I'm assuming they've got some ways. I mean, because you guys are right there with Georgia, North Carolina,
Yeah.
Tennessee, East Tennessee. People can kind of get through Appalachia and get down to you guys. So I'd imagine it's pretty similar.
Yeah, we have reciprocity, and like when I got my initial teaching license, that's how I had to do it because it was through Liberty for health and PE, and basically I had a teaching license in Virginia where Liberty is, and through reciprocity it applied in South Carolina, like no extra. I had to take a praxis. I had to take the praxis that South Carolina requires for my content area, which was different than Virginia's. But other than that, I mean, it was pretty easy. It wasn't crazy. And then as far as job openings, we don't have a job board. We should, but you can find it's not as legit of a job board as y'all's is, where it's like filterable and all this stuff. But I think the Coaches Association does have an openings, like where if a head coach needs somebody, they send it to them. They kind of post it out for any kind of coaching openings they need, if they're looking for somebody. So yeah, those would be, depending on the teaching part. If you're just going for adjunct, then the doors kind of open a little further on, in South Carolina at least, because you can kind of just find an opening and they may not even have a teaching position. You can just apply and interview and hopefully get it just for coaching. But it's hard to live off that coaching stipend for sure if that was your only income.
Yeah, sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the route I would go. But
Yeah, we've even had some, I mean, as good as I think the THSCA job board is, there's even been some grumblings about, because obviously the way the world is, they've got their ways to put ads on there, and they've got ways where certain districts can make sure their stuff's at the top of the scroll page, right? They're probably paying some kind of extra fee to have their job opening highlighted in gold and it's at the top of the page. So that's kind of created some grumblings around here because I've seen on Twitter and stuff where new job boards are kind of being drummed up, where it's kind of like we do our website at fourthandward.com, where it's users can get on there and submit it and they'll quickly get it on there, but they're not playing favorites or they're not taking money to put it in a premium location on the job board. But I would say a great starting point is that THSCA job board, because that's just about the standard where the majority of jobs are going to be. And then I guess because the state's so big, they've got it broken up into like different regions. So like where I'm at is Region 10, and so there's a Region 10 job board that takes it's kind of like it consolidates all the district openings that they put on their websites, but it consolidates all in this one job board for just this region. So there's those two. Takes a little more legwork to get access or to go and find those, depending on where you want it, because Dallas might be split, right? Region 10's this corner of Dallas, and Region 8's this corner, but Region 7's like Houston, whatever. But I would say a good starting point, Bubba, is that THSCA job board. Hopefully that answered your question. Thanks for watching or listening out from Florida there.
Yeah, maybe that needs to be our new added feature on the site, a job board.
A 4th and Ward job board?
Yeah.
Camera's screwing up. Why does my camera do this every week where it screws up? Anywho, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Speaking of new features, we ain't got to get a ton into it, Jack, but are you down to tease like what our new project that we're going to be rolling out? We can kind of just be generic with it, I guess.
Yeah, it is a, let me think of the right word here. It is what's the word they use?
I always want to say crowdfunded, but we're not taking money.
Open sourced.
Open source is the way I'm yeah, kind of like
Open
cryptocurrency.
sourced recruiting platform, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it'll help you avoid, how do I put this lightly? Some recruiting websites, there's some influence,
Yeah.
in certain, whether it's a certain person scouting certain people, whatever it may be, certain organizations. Anyway, we won't go down that rabbit hole. This is open source, so basically you can submit your profile as a recruit, and the people out here can watch your film, watch your tape, look at metrics, measurements, all that kind of stuff, and kind of give you a rating based on what they see. Now, we also have a part where you can be, I guess a scout is what we called it. If you're an active coach, you can kind of register as a coach. Say you're a coach and scout certain kids, give them a rating, star rating, that kind of stuff. And without giving too much away, it's just open source recruiting, I guess.
Yeah, that's how I like to think of it. Decentralized recruiting, right? Because right now the big dogs, like it's the big 2 or 3, right? And then everybody's. But little do people know that there is a lot of hands that go into. There's some, just like any walk of life, there's some politics that go into that. So kind of our idea, kind of like with a lot of the features on fourthandward.com, it's going to all be open source, right? Like Jack just mentioned, but decentralized. And it's the people who are visiting fourthandward.com that can now put on the hat of a film scout, and they can kind of go and watch somebody's tape that might be from somewhere random and could be that diamond in the rough, right? That maybe he's in an area that doesn't have a lot of college folks come walking through, or maybe he's playing at a lower level of football, and so maybe that kind of gets looked over sometimes. But it's a way for some of those guys to kind of stand out without any kind of big hurdles they got to jump over. It's just out there, okay? And so whoever's watching it and rating it, give you a composite score, kind of like we've done with Friday Night Pulse and Drip or Drown, which I think we've got a few additions we can get to here in a second. But yeah, so hopefully we can have a little more for that you guys on that in the next couple of weeks.
And this is a good kind of one-liner to describe it, I guess. Community-driven recruiting platform designed to be the authentic, transparent alternative to insert scouting platforms here. I won't say the names. Instead of relying on a small group of paid scouts, real football people, watch your film and rate the prospects. So open source recruiting platform is probably the best way to put it.
We're going to be the Bitcoin of recruiting. It's going to be all decentralized and like it's just straight up community driven. That's our goal for all this, guys, is that we want to build a community around the show. Folks that like football, folks that like all the different facets, they just get tired of we're kind of the going rogue operation. We're going to do it our own way and do it how we see fit, and be a great chance for people that do put their profiles out there. They can share their page out, get more people to rate it. You just got to be ready that you might get some bad news, because that's as I kind of look on Twitter and stuff, where you see a lot of the kids putting their recruiting stuff out there, they're all just yearning to get assigned some kind of star value, right? But the reality is, guys, for, if you're a high school kid that might be listening, I know we got some out there, but the reality might be that it's probably just not, like, there's always a bigger fish, right? And so you got to be willing to get that feedback too. It's kind of like Drip or Drown. I think we hit our 100th submission on Drip or Drown, Jack. And like we've seen the last month or so that we've been doing Drip or Drown, just because you put your jersey on the database does not mean people are going to love it. But just be ready to get positive and potentially realistic feedback. Okay.
And that's important. Being able to
Yeah.
handle realistic feedback is a great life lesson. So
Yes, it is. Speaking of some realistic feedback, let's go ahead and knock out Drip or Drown, Jack, before we get in our team of the week here. I think we only had a few new additions, so it should be a quick little segment this week. But guys, remember, you can always go to fourthandward.com, the number 4, THANDWARD.com. We will have the link in the show notes. We have our uniform database where it is rated solely by folks that visit fourthandward.com. And so if you put your jersey on here, you can invite more folks to come to the site, give it their honest opinion. Like we just talked about, you got to be ready for the good, bad, and the ugly. So here we've got our first submission for this week. Holy cow. How do you pronounce this?
Aquinemic.
Appa.
Apaquinemic is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess Apaquinemic.
Mink. Apaquinemic.
Apaquinamink. Okay. The Jaguars.
The
Now,
Jags, baby.
riddle me this. The town is West Middletown, Delaware, but the school is Apaquin. What is it with these North?
I'm assuming there is some Native American influence, I'm guessing, some tribe name, maybe. I don't know. But
The Jaguars?
yeah, I don't know about that
maybe.
one.
Yeah, maybe they just said the name of the school's too crazy. We can't have a mascot that's even crazier. But so this one doesn't have any ratings yet. So this will be, whether we go Drip or Drown here, they'll get a 100 or 0. But
We're going to set the tone.
we got an all garnet look. Are these Adidas jerseys? They kind of look Adidas. It's hard to tell.
I don't see a logo.
Maybe they're another brand, a little third-party brand. All garnet. We got, one stripe on the pants, but 2, 3 stripes on the shoulders. I mean, garnet, I feel like is a hard color to work with anyway.
Especially when you got 2 different shades in your uniform.
Yeah, the helmet is definitely a darker garnet or a flat. What would you call that? Matte?
Matte.
And then the jerseys are a bright garnet. So,
and then a black face mask, but gray trim on the number.
Yeah. What's up with that? Go gray.
I don't know what's going on here.
Or go all garnet.
Yeah,
right?
Honestly. I mean, I know what I'm rating it at, but.
Yeah. What bothers me is I don't think these are Nike uniforms, which is fine.
No.
We talked about this before. We're not going to let the brand sway us. But your drip that goes along with it, I don't know, does that, like his sleeves and all that stuff for Nike, which whatever, I guess. I mean, do what feels comfortable, but
Kinda
something about that stands off to me. We got a Gatorade towel.
I hate that. I go and tell you that right now. I hate rocking a full-on Gatorade towel. Like, at least cut it, man. Like, I know that thing's folded. I know that thing's just a regular Gatorade towel folded. Yeah, that thing's huge.
My gut, as soon as I saw it, said drown.
It's a drown.
They put the whole team name on the chest. Apaquinamink is on the chest. Just put Jags or something. Okay, so we got drown right there. All right, another fresh one here. No votes yet. Venice that's Florida, ain't it? Venice, Florida. So the Venice Indians?
Something.
We got, so an all black or black jerseys, black pants. But we've got a bright green helmet, at least from the lighting in the picture.
Yeah, it looks like it might be metallic, maybe.
The green on the jersey is like a dark green, though, on the shoulder sleeves there. These have got to be alternates, right? These can't be.
I would think.
I would think if I could see a green version of these, if you went green, I think that would actually be solid. Like, I mean, the stripes here are throwing me off. You've gotten me onto the stripe game.
Mm-hmm.
So the stripes not matching the helmet stripes. Not a big fan of that. The jersey stripes do at least match the pant stripes.
Yeah. And that, honestly, I'm thinking these are alternates.
They've got to be, right? I mean, for a green, it just kind of, it don't look right for it to not be an alternate.
I'm hoping it's an alternate. But again, gray face mask, and there's no gray anywhere.
Good eye. Yeah. And he's not wearing knee pads, so drown for that. Wear your knee pads, young buck. We'll go drown right there. All right, last one of our newest dripper drown submissions. Santa Margarita, the Eagles from Rancho Santa Margarita, California.
I was hoping it was going to be Rancho Cucamonga. You ever heard of that? You ever watched Workaholics?
Is that the show with
Got
the guy from Righteous Gemstones? What's his name?
yeah. Him.
That guy. He plays
Yeah,
like
that one.
Plays the fruity kids pastor or whatever.
Yeah, that guy. It's like him and the long reddish curly hair guy.
Yeah,
tall, skinny.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Rancho Cucamonga. They talk about it on there, but Rancho Santa Margarita in California.
I actually kind of like these helmets. Just the Eagles rip-off helmets. I kind of like those. So I wonder if these are alternates too. What's up with the alternates in these lately? Because, I mean, it looks like blue and gold are the primary colors. But they're rocking a black jersey here. But
is it black or is it like the anthracite, the really dark gray? Because it's Nike.
It's hard to tell with the coloration here. That's black, surely, right?
I don't know, man. The anthracite is so dark now because this is a black shirt.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a difference there. This is definitely like a dark gray, really dark gray. Like a charcoal kind of. I think it looks good. They don't have to worry about matching stripes, I guess, with the Philadelphia Eagles wings on the helmet. But I'm also thinking of these as alternates. Like, I don't know if it's gold. I don't know if it's blue. Is probably their primary color. Maybe it is black. I feel like if the primary was black, the helmet would be black.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need some context for these.
I do appreciate, because that's not a standard color, whatever that gold metal, whatever color that is. So I do appreciate the color match on the helmet and the numbers and the stripe. Well done there. Well, it's just like if you do a custom color with Bridell or whoever it is, it's just a little bit of an extra process. And I think it might be a little more money too. But
so Santa Margarita's probably got some cash.
It takes. I mean, look at these uniforms. They got some cash. They got every added feature you could get. They got the neck logo. I think that might be the newest cut of Nike jersey. Anyway, I do appreciate the extra step to get the matching color. So it's not two different shades of whatever they want to call that color. But I don't know, man. The vibes are off.
You're thinking drown here? I was kind of thinking drip. The thing that separated, like, the thing about the, what is it, Venice that we just talked about? To me, it was their helmet that threw it off. You know, the stripes being all weird, the color, the green being weird.
The helmets throw me off here, too, though. Because you have white stripe within the Eagles, but then you don't have white anywhere else on the jersey.
Well, you got the sticks right here. I'd give it drip. I think it's like an 80% drip. I think it should be like a mid to high 80s. Are we back at the top? Yeah, that's what we've seen. We've seen the Greyhounds before. I recognize that mascot. All right, y'all. Well, if you want to submit your uniforms for the community to rate, don't be afraid now. Send it on over to fourthandword.com. We will cover them on the show. We've got, we covered a lot of those last time. Has there been any new shakeups to the top 3 drips? Doesn't look like it.
Nope, we're still good on top 3.
Odessa Permian is running away with it, though.
Yeah,
94% on 50 votes. Yeah, they got a solid start there.
Where's the bottom? Yeah, bottom 3 drowns. These are the same, too. So no change there. They're still holding strong on the top and the bottom.
Okay. It's going to be hard to, if you don't like where you're at, you can share it out amongst your community, guys, and try to fix yourselves. But, man, Jack, time flies. Might as well knock out Team of the Week while we're at it. Our long-standing tradition here of user-submitted teams that we feature for our weekly episodes, where we're not looking for the Allens, the IMGs, the Duncanvilles, all the big wigs out there, Bishop Gormans, who am I missing? That's another big one. Anywho, we're looking for the grassroots, right? The folks that are listening, maybe it's their local team, so they can submit it to be a Team of the Week, a possible selection where we do a little deep dive. So last week we were looking at Valdosta, and Jack's Will Wheeler, one of our longtime listeners from Georgia, from the Peach State. He said Valdosta has a museum at their football stadium for their football history. Yeah, shout out to Will Wheeler for dropping that comment on our YouTube channel. Said they've won state 20-something times, I think, if I'm remembering right. I could pull the comment up. But
So
I remember he said they had a museum at the football stadium, which that's pretty sick. So
what
if
was
you guys,
the school that had, was it 20-something straight?
it was
26?
Alcoa, Tennessee had won 24, 25 straight state championships up there in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's
so,
going to be hard to beat, man.
yeah, 24 in a row is ridiculous. I think he said Valdosta had won 20-something, throughout their history, but which is still crazy.
In Georgia, I mean, that's not easy. That's
No. I mean, Georgia does it big. So, I mean, Valdosta, big time there. So let's see, episode 61, who our team of the week is going to be this time.
Don't worry, I got the audio on for you.
People are appreciating this. Oh, I thought it was going to. I was just talking about we're not going to do any big dogs, but I guess we got to.
We could spin again. I mean, community driven. They submitted. They're on here just like anybody else.
All right, it landed on Mater Dei High School, guys, which I already know is a powerhouse in California. So we will give them their due. They are episode 61 team of the week. So Mater Dei, they've got like the Michigan style helmets, don't they? They're like red maybe, but they got like the, yeah, I know.
They
it's
got
a little
like
different.
God, who does this?
Dartmouth? Is it Dartmouth?
Maybe. Somebody.
I think it's an Ivy League does this kind of helmet where it's like the 3 stripes. They go way back. The Monarchs. Now, how do you feel about those uniforms? I mean, it's a straight classic kind of look. Red, red, red. Red, white, white. I don't see any alternates here on Google that we're kind of looking through. But something about the stripes with the helmet with just a traditional 2 shoulder stripe seems weird to me.
Yeah, it does. There's 3 on top, 2 on the sleeves, which is,
I don't know. It's just throwing me off. It's a lot of stripes.
It is a lot of stripes.
I mean, it's a clean look. It's a classic look. I guess we can't fault them too much. I like the helmets. I think it's Dartmouth that does these kind of helmets.
All right, now we got to figure out.
Look up, Dartmouth football uniforms. It's green. It's a green school is the one I'm thinking of. I don't even know what you would call this kind of helmet. No, I was
they
way
got their
off.
own thing going on.
What is Dartmouth doing? It's way different than I was thinking.
It's Dartmouth's Ivy, right?
Yeah, they're Ivy League.
Yeah, they overthought this. Like that. I mean, what is that?
Dude, but they've been doing that for probably like however long it's been playing football.
We'll make it look cooler. We'll add gray.
That's chrome, I think, ain't it?
It's bad. Whatever. There you go. There you go.
That's how it looked back in the day. What is this style of helmet called? Or stripe called?
Half inch. I don't know if it has a name because nobody else wants it.
Maybe
I will get them on this detail right here. Come on now.
Well, they didn't cut the stripe to match the
you don't even have
bumper?
to cut it really. You can get that bumper to lift just enough. And I realize it's an extra step, but like.
And you feed it through?
Yeah, and you can get it. Same on the back bumper. You don't have to have a perfect cut. You can lift that back tab just a slight bit. Now the axioms, I will say, you have to cut those because they're like molded on there. But,
well, it does look like they kind of trimmed the stripe up around the, what do they call those on the Axiom? The vents?
Yeah, they went through that effort. Crooked cut, but they went through that effort, but then they kind of half-tailed it there. But I'm just being nitpicky. And honestly, the school, I'm sure they got money. They could probably afford to just do the paint. Like,
well, yeah, just paint it straight on.
Fixed it, maybe.
Maybe it's just when you're looking at it from like a high-profile view. I know they win a bunch of ball games.
Right there.
I want to say they're Wing T. Is Mater Dei not the school that Bryce Young went to in high school?
Good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they got dogs out there, man. I think it's a private school, and like,
yeah, so they can. Yeah, we won't. Yeah, they can.
Pretty sure Bryce Young went here.
Matter Day. What's their stadium looking like?
Yeah. Get it put on Friday Night Pulse. Which one's it?
Yeah, what?
But I don't know how it works in California. Like, do they have a stadium on site? I mean, I'm sure some schools do, but I don't know. Do they
Wait,
just
this
have
is
like a...
blue. Well, that can't be it.
No,
That's
that's
Evansville,
Indy.
Indiana?
Look up Matter Day Monarchs football stadium. So do they play in this Santa Ana stadium? I guess it's like a city stadium. That's kind of interesting. Santa
Matter
Ana
Day Monarchs.
Municipal.
Yep.
That's where
So
they
they
play.
play in there with Santa Ana College Dons and Matter Day. Yeah.
Is that a negative if we were rating this on Friday Night Pulse if it's not an on-site stadium?
I
Is
think
that...
so.
Yeah, I think there's something special about having it on your campus. I don't know. That's just me, though. Call me old-fashioned, but you would think they'd be able. Of course, I know California real estate. I don't know where in California Matter Day is, but that real estate might not be cheap. You know what I mean? They might just have to make do instead of
I want
building
some
up a...
better pictures of it. I mean, it's a cool logo, even though it's not the school's.
Yeah, you at
Oh,
least
what
know
is
it's like a city-owned stadium or something.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how they did this past year. I mean, I'm assuming they did really well. I think they're always like one of those top 10 max preps high schools in the country. So
Yeah. Let me get back here. Thought it might just pop up there. There it is. Let's see. They went. Oh, this is the wrong year.
8-3. That seems like a down year. Who do they play? So they played St. Thomas Aquinas. That's a Florida school. So they went coast to coast. Played Bishop Gorman. That's Las Vegas. So they're playing like a national schedule. St. John Bosco. They got the dub over
Wait,
Bosco.
Santa Margarita. Weren't we just talking about them?
Whoa, yeah.
They were in the uniform thing.
Yeah, they were in Drip or Drown. Lost
So they beat
7-6.
I'm just curious.
Servite. Where have I
Ooh.
heard? Santa
All right, they had a
Margarita.
pretty good
Eagles got
year.
it going on. Not to take anything away from
St. John
Matter Day
Bosco.
here. Bosco's a big time. So they must play, because I think how California does it is kind of like, what do they call it? Premier League in soccer, where if you win a lot, you play in this next division. It's not necessarily enrollment based. Like, it's competition level. I'm pretty sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong out there. Because, yeah, I mean, look, the Trinity League is them, St. John Bosco, let's see. Servite. I've heard of them from somewhere. Servite. Where have I heard that one from? Yeah, so Matter Day finished the year number 9, according to Max Preps here, across the whole country in high school football. So, I mean, they're good. Like, ain't no doubt in that.
Dang, Buford up top. I didn't realize that.
I mean, I ain't so sure about that, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know. You sure about that?
Buford made a lot of noise this year. New stadium.
Centennial must have been some dogs. They beat them twice.
Centennial did?
Yeah, they beat
What's
them
that
early.
going on?
A close one at the end, though. 1-point game.
Mission Viejo, that's another kind. Yeah.
Matter Day
Anywho,
Monarchs.
the Matter Day Monarchs, episode 61. Jack, we're not getting far from the big wedding day here. Are we going to try to do a little recording on the beach?
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah,
You
I
think
got a house rented, so there's some extra rooms. I can bring some equipment down with me, and we can have a
do
on
one in the...
location set.
You think we can do one on the beach? I don't know. I'm just thinking back to... You think we can do that?
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
we can make it happen.
If that goes to crap, we can do it from the beach house. But no, that'd be a good time.
We could make it happen somehow. There might be a place to might be able to I don't know. I'll look into it, but we could definitely make it happen.
Thinking a couple lawn chairs, a little cooler, and I guess a camera. Probably about all we need, ain't it?
Yeah, we could definitely.
Wi-Fi, hotspot.
Got hotspots. My truck's got Wi-Fi. Worst case,
Heck
it close.
Man, yeah. See, y'all got something to look forward to between the recruiting, between us enjoying Jack's wedding festivities and maybe getting an episode or two pumped out while we're gone. But guys, we always appreciate you guys tuning in. Every Sunday when we put the episodes out, remember all the links, the text line number, all that stuff's in the show notes. And if you're still listening to this point, hadn't cut us off yet, hit that 5-star button, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple, I don't know, hit the like button on YouTube. Apparently that helps out the algorithm, and we really appreciate you guys' support. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Stay golden.
You locked in now with the fourth and wall. Fourth and wall. Adam, Jack, Texas, Carolina, we out.